Welcome back. Today I want to start things off a little differently. I want to take a moment to look inward, at Canada itself. I'll be honest, I haven't explored nearly enough of our own country, and I know I'm not the only one. With US tourism in decline, border tensions rising, and that tired 51st state nonsense, a lot of Canadians are rethinking where they spend their travel dollars. But that raises a real question. How is tourism here at home doing? In this video, I'll walk you through the latest reports on local tourism, what Canadian organizations are doing to keep it strong, and the trends experts are quietly picking up on. If you're new here and this content speaks to you, a quick like or subscribe helps us reach more Canadians and allies who are just as fed up with the noise down south. All right, let's get into it.
This waterfront walking tour features executives who are visiting for the Canada-New England Cruise Ship Symposium. It's a tourism think tank designed to grow the industry.
I'm hoping to just build some new relationships and hopefully partnerships in future seasons.
The tourist season is off to a red-hot start. Hotels in downtown Halifax are already sold out. Visitors like Jim Dixon are spending their tourism dollars in Canada for the foreseeable future.
I'm going to stay clear of the U.S. for a while till things settle down and things change.
Dennis Campbell says there is still room for tourism growth, and he sees cruise ships as the best way to achieve that, which makes the timing perfect for this symposium.
The nice thing about cruise passengers is, they come and bring their own beds. So, that helps all these restaurants and museums and small shops and so on. It's great because we don't have to build hotels to have these extra visitors.
All right, I'm just going to pause right here because I want to highlight something important. It's genuinely reassuring to see the cruise ship industry proactively adapting to this mess we're in. There's no denying we've lost some American tourists, whether they're boycotting us intentionally or just worried they'll run into trouble returning home. Either way, Canada's tourism industry can't afford to sit still. It's time for us to get creative, adapt, and find smarter ways to bring visitors back.
Visitors who walk the waterfront and spend money while they're here.
It can get busy. It's extremely busy with the larger ships especially. We see a lot of foot traffic increase, and it really amps up our business as well.
That business could grow in the near future, especially if this symposium leads to an expansion of the overall cruise ship season.
We have lots of space in the spring and the summer.
Campbell says it's possible this symposium could provide an added boost to the tourism industry, which welcomed more than 350,000 cruise ship passengers to the port of Halifax last year alone.
So last year, Halifax saw around 350,000 cruise passengers, and it's realistic that we might not hit those numbers again this year. American tourists are staying away, and unless we can fill that gap with Canadians or visitors from other countries, we're facing a serious challenge. I'm hoping the West Coast is thinking about this too, because Vancouver's cruise industry is huge and we can't afford to lose it. For our American viewers, if you've canceled your travel, not just to Canada, what's your reason for not going on vacation? Let us know in the comments. This next interview dives into exactly what's at stake, highlighting both opportunities and harsh realities for Canada's tourism sector. It's worth your attention, so let's jump straight in.
So what kind of changes are we seeing, first of all, in Canadian tourism?
A couple of things that we're seeing right now is we're seeing a little bit of a drop in the U.S. market, mostly because two reasons. One, the U.S. economy is a little bit dicey at the moment, so people are nervous about traveling and spending a lot of money that they wouldn't normally spend. The second thing that we're seeing is there are some, because of the instability of what's going on entirely, tariffs included, people get nervous if there's instability in the marketplace. Tourism is very much a safety industry. So people need to feel safe both coming and going.
Yeah, because there's some border issues, which is a White House issue, and then there's the cost issue, which comes from tariffs.
All right. I know I've repeatedly said in past videos that tariffs weren't the main issue, but this time it actually applies. Trump's tariffs are actually impacting the cost of vacationing in the US in a major way. Hotels, restaurants, and local shops, they're all paying more because of these tariffs. And guess who ends up footing the bill? Yep, tourists like us. Stick around, because this guy coming up breaks down exactly how these costs are piling up and why your next US trip might hurt your wallet more than ever.
What are some of the factors that are affecting levels of Canadian tourism here at home?
a couple of things that are affecting. Once again, because of the economy being a little bit dicey and people being unsure about jobs, that is changing. We're also seeing increased prices for hotels. So could you imagine, you know, the hotel, well, you're not paying direct tariff in a hotel. The hotel is paying all kinds of tariffs in terms of all their supplies and everything like that. So that's rising prices. So that's causing hotel prices to rise. Airlines are, especially if you're flying to the States right now, it's getting a lot more expensive because there's a lot less flights.
Yes, I know that firsthand. Listen, you've said the issue, though, isn't just about tariffs. You talk about this feeling of safety, and I've never thought of that before, but you're right. People need to feel safe if they're going to go and travel. But there is this level that's been created, so why is that?
Well, it's an uncertainty principle, because when people feel uncertain, they get nervous, they get uneasy. So what we tend to see is trip types change. You tend to go to somewhere closer. You tend to take a shorter trip. So we're starting to see some of those trends already where people are only taking a 4-day weekend instead of taking a 2-week trip.
And then the ripple effect of that, of course, is on hotels, restaurants, and, who directly would lose because you're not staying there for the same amount of time.
Exactly. And you're also starting to see, because people can work from home, people traveling Monday through Thursday to try and get some cheaper prices. So we're starting to see some different trends as well in the travel industry as well.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Okay, I'm guilty of this. I've definitely been taking advantage of remote work flexibility lately. Just last month, I packed up my laptop and headed out to Whistler, BC for a mini weekday getaway. Not only did I score a cheaper hotel deal because it wasn't the weekend, but I still got my work done, away from home, surrounded by incredible scenery. But here's the great thing about it. Every single dollar I spent stayed right here in Canada. If it weren't for Donald Trump stirring things up, that money might have ended up in Seattle, California, or even Vegas. And let me tell you, it felt damn good to support tourism at home for a change.
Is it possible that this could be a positive for Canadian tourism? Like, where would we find the silver lining?
Well, right now, the Conference Board of Canada is projecting about a $9 billion increase in domestic tourism. We're also seeing increased tourism from Europe and Asia at the moment. So
because they're not going to the U.S.
Yes. And so we're starting to see some of that residual coming close. And it'll be interesting to see as the economy goes over the summer, how that ends up being.
What are you watching for, Wayne, as somebody who studies this industry and this level of uncertainty and, up and down that we're in right now?
Well, I'm watching for a couple different things. I'm watching for consumer confidence and how good they're feeling about traveling. So if people are feeling good about jobs, if they're feeling good about opportunities, travel's going to rise. Travel is one of the best indicators of the economy. It's the first thing people cut when your budget's going down, and it's the first thing to come back when the economy's, starting to rise again because people want to do it. So So when we take a look at how tourism goes, usually tourism's a barometer of what's going to happen next in the economy.
This interview hit on some points I think we all need to hear. Canadians are changing their travel habits, and fast. Many of you watching right now have already commented about canceling your trips to the US and choosing Canadian destinations instead. I love seeing that kind of support for our local tourism. And what's even better, our international viewers from Australia, New Zealand, and Europe have also jumped on board, shifting their vacation plans away from America and toward Canada. Huge thanks to you all. And trust me, Canadians like myself are eager to visit your countries too. Personally, I'm already planning my trip to Australia next year. So what's the real takeaway here? Tourism is shaky everywhere right now, but Canada's got something the US doesn't. Real, tangible, international support. If you like this video, hit subscribe. It seriously helps more Canadians and global allies find us. And hey, drop a comment below, letting me know where you're traveling instead of the US. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.